Let me tell you something real right now, the greatest love story ever told. It's not what Hollywood sold you. It's not some fantasy. It's not flowers and butterflies. No, the greatest love story ever told is the one between you and your purpose. See, everybody's looking for love out there. They want someone to validate them. They want someone to fill a hole inside them. But until you fall madly, deeply, and unconditionally in love with who you were created to be, you will never feel whole. Let me break it down. Love ain't just feelings. It's sacrifice, it's discipline, it's consistency when it's hard. You say you love yourself, then show me. Show me by waking up early when you don't feel like it. Show me by grinding when nobody's watching. Show me by walking away from things that drain your soul. Because here's the truth. Your destiny is waiting on you to love yourself enough to fight for it. Stop chasing people. Stop chasing comfort. Start chasing your calling. The greatest love story ever told is when a man or a woman says, I choose me. I choose to grow. I choose to become the best version of myself, no matter what it costs. It's waking up and choosing discipline over distraction. It's choosing growth over gossip. It's choosing legacy over laziness. You're not here by accident. That heartbeat, that's purpose. That breath in your lungs, that's potential. And when you fall in love with the grind, when you fall in love with becoming what you were destined to be, that's when the story begins. Don't just exist live. Don't just wish, work. Don't just dream, do. And when you look back on your life, you'll realize the greatest love story ever told wasn't written by someone else. It was written by you. Everybody wants to talk about love like it's some magical, floaty thing. Like it's this cloud you land on and suddenly everything makes sense. Like it's a moment, a feeling, a high. That's not love. That's a spark. That's infatuation. Real love. Especially when it comes to loving yourself faint soft. It's not comfortable. Real love is a war you fight daily. Real love is showing up even when it hurts. And that kind of love, it's not built on emotions. It's built on discipline. Emotions are temporary. Emotions lie. One minute you're motivated and the next minute you're doubting everything. You feel good in the morning, but by the afternoon your whole energy's off. That's why you can't build your life or your love for yourself on how you feel. You build it on what you do, on what you keep doing, over and over and over again, even when you don't feel like it. You say you love yourself, then prove it. Not on the days you're feeling yourself. Not on the days when you look in the mirror and you're like, I got it. No, show me on the days when you don't even want to get out of bed. Show me on the days when everything in you says, just quit. That's when real self-love speaks the loudest, not in your words, but in your actions. See, discipline is love in motion. It's waking up early because you said you had goals. It's putting in work when no one's clapping for you. It's choosing the gym over the couch. It's choosing to study instead of scroll. It's saying no to what you want now so you can have what you really want later. That's not punishment. That's love. That's saying, I see something in myself that's worth protecting, worth building, worth investing in. And I get it. Discipline don't feel good in the moment. Sacrifice never does. It hurts. It costs you something. But love always costs. Love always requires. You can't say you love yourself and then keep choosing things that destroy you. You can't say you love yourself and then surround yourself with people who drain you, habits that break you, or mindsets that keep you small. Love doesn't just accept, it transforms. Love pulls you up. Love holds you accountable, and here's the truth most people won't tell you. You're not always gonna feel like you're worth it. You're not always gonna feel confident. You're not always gonna feel strong. But discipline don't care how you feel. Discipline says, you made a promise, you made a vow, and love keeps its word. That's what separates the ones who grow from the ones who stay stuck. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's the ability to act in alignment with your purpose even when your emotions are screaming the opposite. There will be days when you feel like a failure, when nothing's working, when the weight of the world is on your back. But the ones who love themselves, really love themselves, they push through that, not because it's easy, not because they're superhuman. but because they've trained themselves to show up no matter what. That's discipline. That's love in action. You ever seen a parent wake up early to provide for their kids, even when they're exhausted, even when they're stressed? That's love. It's not glamorous. It's not about feeling good. It's about doing what needs to be done for someone you care about. So ask yourself, when was the last time you showed up for you like that? When was the last time you said, I don't feel like it, but I'm doing it anyway because I deserve better and I'm willing to fight for it? You can't love yourself halfway. You can't say you want greatness and then live like you don't matter. You can't cry about your situation but refuse to change your habits. Self-love isn't pampering. It's not candles and bubble baths. That's comfort, and there's nothing wrong with comfort, but don't confuse it with growth. Self-love is telling yourself the truth even when it hurts. Self-love is dragging yourself out of that dark place when nobody else will. Self-love is building a foundation so strong the storms don't shake you. You might not see the results today. You might not feel the reward right away, but love plants seeds. Love keeps watering. Love keeps showing up. Discipline is how you prove that you believe in your future. It's how you say, I matter even if the world forgets me. I matter even if no one believes in me yet. I matter, and I'm gonna live like it. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting to feel inspired. The world won't always cheer for you. Your emotions won't always agree with you. But that's okay. Because discipline doesn't need applause. It doesn't need permission. Discipline is you getting up, suiting up, and fighting for your life. Every single day. That's the kind of love that changes things. That's the kind of love that builds empires. That's the kind of love that transforms the broken into the powerful, the weak into the warriors. Not because it felt good, but because it was rooted in something deeper than feeling. It was rooted in choice, in commitment, in consistency. So don't tell me how much you love yourself. Show me. Show me by how you treat your body. Show me by how you use your time. Show me by how you bounce back from failure. Show me by the standard you hold yourself to, even when no one's watching. Because in the end, love isn't what you say. It's what you sacrifice for. And if you're not willing to sacrifice for your growth, for your health, for your calling, then don't call it love. You are not soft. You are not weak. You were built to endure. You were made to rise. And when you build your life on discipline instead of emotion, you don't just love yourself. You become unstoppable. People spend their whole lives searching for that one thing, that one person, that moment when everything finally makes sense. We're trained from a young age to believe that our fulfillment, our peace, our completion is wrapped up in someone else. That if we could just find the one, then we'd be whole, then we'd be happy, then we'd be complete. But let me tell you something real. The one you've been searching for has never been out there. It's been inside you all along. You've been looking for someone to complete you, but your purpose was designed to do that. You've been waiting for a partner, someone to fight for you, someone to stand by you, someone to walk through fire with you. You've already got that, but it's not a person, it's your purpose. Your purpose is the most loyal partner you'll ever have. It doesn't ghost you, it doesn't quit on you, it doesn't betray you, but it does require something from you. It requires attention, it requires time, it requires commitment, and most of all, it requires sacrifice. See, the problem is not that people don't have purpose. The problem is that people cheat on their purpose every single day. You treat it like an option, like it'll wait for you forever, like it's not going anywhere. But purpose doesn't play games, it doesn't beg, it waits for a while. But eventually, if you keep ignoring it, if you keep choosing distractions, if you keep running from who you were created to be, it starts to fade. It becomes a whisper instead of a roar, and that's when you start feeling empty. You know that emptiness, that ache, that feeling like something's missing. It's not about your relationship status. It's not about money. It's not about where you live, it's about the fact that you're out of alignment. You're living a life that looks full but feels hollow because you haven't committed to the one thing that was always meant to walk beside you, your calling. When you find your purpose, it's like locking eyes with someone who sees you for who you really are, not just who you pretend to be, not just who the world expects you to be, but the real you, the raw you, the version of you that's been hiding behind excuses and fear and doubt. Purpose sees that you, and it calls you higher, but just like any relationship, purpose isn't always pretty, it's not always easy. It demands growth. It stretches you, it tests you. Some days it will feel like the hardest thing you've ever committed to. You'll want to walk away. You'll want to choose comfort instead. But the difference is, this partner doesn't leave when things get tough. It waits for you to rise. That's what makes it powerful. Purpose doesn't care about your past. It doesn't care how many times you've messed up. It doesn't care how long you've ignored it. The moment you turn around, the moment you say, "I'm ready," it shows up like it never left, and it brings peace with it. Because when you're aligned, when you're walking with your purpose, you don't need anything else to validate you. Most people don't know what real love feels like. They think it's comfort. They think it's someone telling them they're good enough, but real love, real soul, deep love is purpose. It's waking up every day and knowing that your life has weight, that your actions matter, that what you do with your time has eternal value. That's love, that's being known, that's being chosen. You keep chasing people who don't see you. You keep pouring into things that don't pour back. You keep compromising just to be accepted. But your purpose? It accepts you and calls you to become more at the same time. It says you're enough to begin, but you're not finished yet. It pushes you, it refuses to let you settle, it challenges you to stop hiding, to stop shrinking, to stop playing small. And if you would stop running, if you would just take a moment and look it in the eye, you'd realize that everything you've been looking for in someone else has been inside you the whole time. The loyalty, the passion, the adventure, the growth, the commitment, it's all there, and your purpose. When you commit to your purpose, the game changes. You walk differently. You speak with authority. You move with clarity. You don't chase approval anymore because you know why you're here. You stop comparing your journey to everyone else's because you're focused on your assignment. And when distractions come, when temptation knocks, you don't answer because you're already in a relationship with your calling and you're not about to cheat on it for a moment of pleasure. This kind of partnership, this union with your purpose, it's not for the weak. It's not for the lazy. It's not for the ones who want a handout. It's for the ones who are willing to grind, who are willing to fail forward, who are willing to let go of who they were in order to become who they were born to be. And when you reach that level of commitment, everything else starts to fall into place. The peace you were chasing, you find it in discipline. The love you were begging for, you feel it in alignment. The freedom you thought came from doing whatever you want, you realize it actually comes from doing what you were created for. This is the greatest relationship you will ever have. This is the only one that can't be broken by betrayal, time, or distance. Because your purpose is you at your highest, it's your potential realized, your legacy built, your name remembered. It's what you were made for. And once you give it your whole heart, your whole soul, your whole strength, it will give you everything in return. So stop waiting for someone to come save you. Stop begging for someone to understand you. Stop searching for love in all the wrong places. The partner you've been waiting for is already waiting on you to show up and say, "I'm ready," ready to commit, ready to build, ready to rise. You don't need to be perfect to start. You just need to be willing, willing to grind, willing to grow, willing to trust that the one thing you've been missing is the one thing that's been waiting on you all along. Everybody wants to leave a legacy. Everybody wants to be remembered. Everybody wants their name to mean something long after they're gone. But here's the truth that nobody really wants to face. Legacy isn't built in some grand moment. It's not a speech, it's not a trophy, it's not a highlight reel. Legacy is built in the small, quiet, everyday decisions that nobody claps for. You think you build a legacy by showing up once, by being excellent every now and then. No, that's not how it works. Legacy is the accumulation of your daily discipline. It's what you choose when nobody's watching. It's the result of you doing the right thing when it's the hardest thing to do. Not once, not twice, but over and over and over again until it becomes who you are. You can't fake legacy. You can't talk your way into it. You have to live it. You have to wake up every day and make a decision. Do I move closer to the person I'm trying to become, or do I settle for who I've always been? That question is waiting for you every morning, and the way you answer it. Not with your mouth, but with your actions. That's what builds your legacy. Some people think legacy is for the famous, for the rich, for the chosen, but that's a lie. Legacy is for the consistent, for the relentless. For the one who says, I may not be the most talented, I may not be the most connected, but I will discipline everybody who's just hoping life gets better. It's not about what you have, it's about what you do with what you've got. You don't build a legacy by doing what's easy. You build it by doing what's necessary, even when it's painful, even when it's inconvenient, even when nobody understands why you're pushing so hard. See, legacy is built in the gym when you show up on the days you're tired. It's built in the classroom when you study instead of scroll. It's built in your home when you show up as a parent, a sibling, a partner, when you lead with integrity even when it would be easier to stay selfish. There are no shortcuts. There are no cheat codes. You've got to earn every inch of it. Every time you say no to the lesser version of yourself, you're stacking bricks in the house that will stand long after you're gone. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you are shaping a story that your children, your community, your future self will be proud of. You don't need an audience to build a legacy. Stop waiting for someone to notice you. Stop waiting for a platform. The platform is your life. The audience is your future. Every decision you make is either feeding your legacy or weakening it. Every small compromise, every lazy excuse, every moment of procrastination, those are tiny cracks in the foundation. But every honest effort, every hard choice, every late night of grinding, those are stones laid deep into the ground, unshakable. Some people want to be legends, but they're not willing to do legendary work. They want the results without the repetition. They want greatness without grit. But legacy laughs at comfort. Legacy requires discomfort. It requires sacrifice. It requires choosing long-term respect over short-term relief. You think people who changed the world were always motivated. You think they always felt like showing up. No. What made them different was that they chose to show up even when they didn't feel like it. They made the hard choices daily until those choices made them who they were. Legacy is built when your habits match your vision. You're not going to rise to the level of your dreams. You're going to fall to the level of your routines. So if your routines are weak, your legacy will be fragile. If your routines are inconsistent, your legacy will be forgettable. But if you grind daily, if you keep choosing excellence when it's hard, when it's boring, when it's lonely, then your legacy will echo for generations. You've got to decide, do you want to be remembered or do you want to be comfortable, because you can't have both. You can either keep making excuses or you can start making history. You don't get to do both. Legacy is expensive, and it doesn't accept partial payments. It requires all of you. Your time, your energy, your focus. It requires that you stop chasing what's easy and start living like your life matters. And it does matter. Your life matters more than you know. Someone is watching how you carry yourself. Someone is modeling their decisions off your actions. Someone is waiting for you to rise so they know it's possible. That's what legacy is. It's not just about you. It's about what you leave in others. It's about who you inspire. It's about the light you carry that helps somebody else find their way in the dark. You build a legacy every time you keep your word. Every time you show up early, every time you choose progress over perfection, every time you apologize instead of blame, every time you take ownership when you could have made excuses, that's legacy, not the stuff people see, the stuff they feel, the impact they carry long after you're gone. The truth is, you don't get to pick your legacy at the end. You choose it in the beginning, and you prove it with every decision in between. You don't wait until your funeral to be honored. You live today in a way that demands honor. You live in such a way that people don't just remember you. They thank God you lived. So stop asking how to leave a legacy and start asking how to live one. Today, not next year, not when you feel ready. Now, get up and make the kind of choices that build something real. Make the kind of choices that your future self will be proud of. Make the kind of choices that speak long after your voice is gone. It's not about the big moments, it's about the daily ones, the quiet ones, the hard ones. It's about doing what's right even when no one's watching. That's how legacies are built, not in noise but in silence. Not in spotlight but in sweat, not in ease but in effort. So when you open your eyes tomorrow, don't look for a miracle, be the miracle. Be the person who makes choices with weight, with meaning, with integrity. Stack those days, build that momentum, and brick by brick, choice by choice, become the legacy the world didn't see coming, but will never forget.